So the official last update for Black Ops 6 Zombies has dropped by Treyarch, and today I just wanted to take a second to really just go over it, because one of the biggest complaints I had in my last video was, oh, you're not paying attention to the Call of Duty blogs, you're saying misinformation. Bro, y'all literally are actually wild. Honestly, mainly it's just Twitter goblins, but it's alright. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this round-based zombies overview and recap. This is probably one of the biggest blogs they've done for Black Ops 6 in a long time. Now, I've heard mixed opinions already about the Liberty Falls changes. Some people are happy with the way that they've made it darker. I basically said this in my last video. The issue was not that the map was dark. The issue was that it just has no ambience. And so to me, it kind of looks like they just pulled a fast one here and they did a Cold War Zombies and Dark Etherified it. Like, they kind of did this a lot back in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, where they just put some purple in the sky, put some purple here and there, and they fixed it. Now, the HUD has been touched up. It is a lot more simplistic to look at. My biggest issue was that the perks are still in the middle. I have heard, though, that you can swap the area of where you can put the perks, and so I just kind of think the character icon is a little big. I'm wondering how that's going to look for, like, in-game, also with other players. But this is still a massive step up. To me, it's a lot better. I still don't necessarily like that the rounds are in the top right corner, but it is what it is. I mean, I will always prefer the Black Ops 3 HUD because, again, I've stated this before, it should always be in the bottom left and in the bottom right corners. And so it's going to be interesting to see how it works, though, but I think people will be able to set it towards their preferences. And so you got Terminus here. It's looking great. I mean, you got some new screenshots. The whole area looks good. I'm just scared that Terminus will look also a little bit too similar to Outbreak and just like certain models in here. But honestly, we're going to have to see. This is going to be a massive map, and I'm going to be spending the majority of my time on this map. For sure, because it's definitely the more interesting of the two. I mean, I'll definitely give Liberty Falls a chance, but this map's definitely got some cool adventure vibes going on into it. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, the jet gun also looks a lot better. It's weird, though, that they put the effects on the back of the gun. I mean, when the transit jet gun was first introduced, they did show that the majority of the effects of the gun were at the behind of it as well. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm still sort of iffy on all the Liberty Falls stuff, but I am quite excited for a lot of the new features that they've added, which are the augments. Now, this is probably the biggest update that they've done. They made this look kind of meh before, like it was just really basic, but now this really looks like skill trees coming into zombies with 108 of them, with 8 being for the perks, 5 being for the ammo mods, and 5 being for the field upgrades. Now, this is basically them reworking the Cold War Zombies system with the crystals and making it more kind of like the Black Ops 4 system, where it's like kind of put together as skill trees, but it looks like the Black Ops 4 system with the Boolean, but it kind of actually works like the World War II zombie system with all the research notes from that game. And I am kind of excited for this because, to me, now Augments definitely looks like it has more of a linear path as you unlock them with certain levels, because it says once you turn level 11, you can then start unlocking them. Each item has 2 available augment slots, one for major, one for minor, which we already know. You can get 3 major augments and then obviously 3 minor augments as well. And honestly, some of the augments that they've listed were kind of like really just not that great. And to me, I am a little bit nervous that this is going to turn into a meta where you're going to figure out, oh, what's the best augments for Jug, or what's the best augments for Stamina or Speed Cola or whatnot. So I want to hold my tongue on that, because I hope that they've balanced it out enough where multiple paths can be used in different methods. But it does kind of remind me still of the Cold War system, where you set it and then it's sort of done. So let's just hope that I'm wrong, because honestly, this is probably going to be one of the most innovative aspects of this game next to Gobblegum coming back. And so as you can see here for Jug, you can see that you have the 3 major augments and the 3 minor augments. And let's see what they do here. Slightly increase maximum health. I mean, that's going to be huge. Armor acts as a shield on your back, so that's kind of like the Tortoise perk from Black Ops 4. When an armor plate breaks, nearby normal enemies are stunned. See, that is what I mean. Like, this kind of doesn't seem as great. I mean, hey, maybe in-game it could be absolutely goated, but it definitely seems like the increase of maximum health is a lot better, whereas the minor ones deal bonus damage while health is low. Doesn't seem that great. Armor plates have more damage mitigation. See, this probably is the best one. Hardened plates or slightly increases armor durability. Now, I don't really know how the two of these are different, but I mean, it definitely does seem already like there is going to be some sort of meta. For the Jug, I'd probably pick Probiotic and Hardened Plates. Let's see for stamina up here, though. We have Free Faller, become immune to fall damage. Okay, what? Increases tactical sprint duration or walk faster. See, if you're going for high rounds, I think Dasher might be the best, but if you're just playing regularly, I think most people are going to pick Free Faller, just because on Terminus, it definitely seemed like there were a lot of large gaps, but also a lot of those large gaps had water underneath them, so maybe Dasher would probably be the best one here. For the minor augments, while attack sprinting, projectile damage is reduced. Quarterback, use equipment while sprinting. I mean, that's not too bad either, but like, honestly, I think it's probably going to be the tack sprinting one. The projectile damage is reduced. It does seem like there is going to be a lot of projectile damage, or maybe even hot foot. It does seem like speed is going to be a big thing because the zombies are incredibly fast here. So Speed Cola, honestly, for stamina up though, I'd probably pick Dasher and hot foot. Let's look at Speed Cola here. Supercharge upgrades the recharge is a little bit faster. Reload speed is even faster as well. Honestly, I think I'm going to go for the classic formula because Speed Cola was very nerfed comparatively to the old games like in BO3. And I can give you even the statistics. I think in Cold War, it was 35% increase on reload speed, whereas in the original games, it was a whole 50%. And so if classic formula brings you back to that 50%, that's going to be the best one for Speed Cola, hands down. Phantom Reload. This was a elixir in BO4 that pretty much no one used, so I don't think a lot of people will use that. Speedy Roulette. Mystery Box settles faster. Again, I don't think the box is going to be very good here. Faster pitcher, deploy equipment faster, or quick swap weapons faster. I think it's either going to be quick swap or fast pitcher, but depending on it, I think it's going to be probably quick swap and supercharge or classic formula that you're going to really want for Speed Cola. Let's look at Deadshot now. Further increases critical damage. I mean, yeah, that's probably going to be it. Deal double critical damage if enemies at full health. That could be pretty big depending on what wonder weapon you have. I feel like this one will definitely be more situational. Dead again, critical hits have a chance of adding a bullet. Nah. If that's for wonder weapons, that'll be busted. It all depends, right? So, I mean, some of these major augments do sound quite balanced in what they do, but obviously Deadhead is probably going to be your best one. Minor augments here, increase damage to armor pieces, reduce hip fire, or reduce gun movement while performing advanced movement. Honestly, it does sound like Dead Break is going to be the better one. Quick revive here, we have EMT reviving an ally, allows him to keep all perks. That's not too bad. That's actually insane. Killing an enemy while downed will revive you and remove quick revive. This can be done up to 3 times. So they're kind of adding in that Cold War field upgrade perk with quick revive, like the tier 5 of it, as a major augment, which is kind of cool. Or literally Dying Wish, you can come back. Dang, quick revives are pretty good. Honestly, for solo, I'm assuming your equivalent exchange will probably be best, but for co-op, EMT sounds really good too. For the minor augments, we have reviving an ally increases both your movement speed. That's not too bad. Full health isn't too bad, or increases your time at last stand. That kind of sounds very useless like Coagulant and BO3. So I'm assuming Swift Recovery is probably going to be the best one. And then we got Elemental Pop here, PhD, and Melee Macchiato. Let's quickly go through these 3. If a weapon has an ammo mod applied, Elemental Pop will only activate that one. Okay, that's actually kind of good. That's kind of like Lucky Crit from Black Ops 3's classic Gobblegum built into Elemental Pop. That could be really good if ammo mods are actually worth it, right? Enemies that you hit have a chance to trigger a random ammo mod. That could probably be a little bit better, or literally Electric Cherry built into it. See, I mean, I don't know, man. You're probably going to want Electric Cherry depending on how good it is. If it's like BO2's Electric Cherry, then it's probably going to be really good. The minor slightly increases enemy elemental weakness damage. Equipment can also trigger a random ammo mod. That's not too bad. It slightly reduces all ammo mod cooldowns. Again, if this was like BO3, you would want Chillberry, but I think honestly the best one is going to be Vulnerabine. That's probably going to be the best one. Now PhD here, we got just falling from heights creates explosions. You would think that would be in the original, would it not? That's kind of a weird major augment. Tactical sprint knocks down and damages base zombies. That could be really good depending on how the gameplay is and which zombies get knocked down. Sliding into enemies triggers explosion. So they basically changed the way PhD Flopper works. I think the way it works in this game is it's basically just resistance to explosive damage. And depending on your major augment, it'll work either like Flopper or like Slider. That's going to be very interesting. I feel like Dr. Ram, though, will probably be the best one for major. For minor, become immune to environmental damage. Depends on how important that is. Slightly reduce height and distance requirements for explosions. I don't know. Sliding distance and speed are increased. Probably the sliding distance one. The Tribologist will probably be the best. And lastly, Melee Macchiato. I don't really know how to feel about this perk, obviously, because I've heard a lot of people complain that this perk has kind of replaced the Bowie knife, which is kind of true. So all melee attacks are slightly faster. That could be really good. Heal a small amount of your health. So that's the Cold War sort of research stuff. That could be really good too. Your punch can hit multiple enemies at once. Ooh. Again, it depends on how you're actually doing this. If there's a high round shot with Melee Macchiato, then the triple shot could be a huge major augment. For the minor ones, back pedal speed is increased. Okay, that's not too bad. Your punch can one-hit normal enemies for longer. Okay, I feel like that is pretty good. Or melees reload a portion of your held weapon. Nah, I think the strength training is probably the best minor here. And so obviously we have the pictures of the ammo mods coming back. We're getting Brain Rot, Cryo Freeze, Deadwire, Napalm Burst, and Shadow Rift, which is a new one, which I'm really excited to use, and I think a lot of people are going to be using that one. Bullets deal shadow damage, and it's unlocked at level 44. Dang, so Deadwire is coming in at level 0, which is probably going to be the weakest of all of them. And then here, yeah, we now have our ammo mod augments here where they can either have a chance to turn other enemies. I think this is going to be a lot of give and take sort of playing and figuring out which one's the best. Honestly, I think usually it depends for most games. I know in Modern Warfare 3 and Cold War, Shatter Blast was definitely the best. I think it's now going to definitely be on which ones have the best major and minor augments. Honestly, I think Shadow Rift might be one of the best because it can activate on elite enemies or warp enemies. I mean, usually when they add in new ammo mods, I figured out that that's usually the one that they buff. It is crazy, though, that they have added the field upgrades and have always taken out Ring of Fire, bro. Ring of Fire is dead. They've replaced it with a new one called Dark Flare, which, again, you unlock pretty high levels, but also Ether Shroud might be one of the best ones. Ether Shroud, I think they're putting this high up for speedrunners to get to this level and unlock it. So I think that is probably going to be the best one. Nearby enemies are cloaked. See, that can be really good. Warp forward, so that's from Cold War. Or you swap to your dedicated melee weapon. What? And it allows you to stay in Ether Shroud for longer? I feel like the Burst Dash is going to be used for speedrunners for sure. Increases max charge. Oh, so you can literally get the exact Ether Shroud from Cold War with the extra charge. I mean, that's pretty crazy. What does Dark Flare do? It generates an energy beam. Oh, so that's like the Tesla, the one with a melee that everyone would use. The Tesla, I can't remember what it's called right now, but they basically renamed it and put it back in. I didn't really think that was that great. It was pretty powerful at one point in Modern Warfare 3 zombies, but then they kind of nerfed it. They increase the max charges. It slows the enemies. Okay, that's not too bad. It can also heal enemies. Okay, so it's kind of like healing aura. So again, all of this is basically really subjective right now. This is all going to have to be game tested, and I will definitely be play testing this for the first 12 hours of the game and figuring out what's the best. And here we have the loadout system as well, where you get to choose your weapon, a melee weapon, which is very new as well. So this is going to be quite exciting. Your Gobblegum pack and your tactical and lethal. So they're kind of combining the best of all the systems from Black Ops 4, obviously, with the tacticals and the lethals, and also with your loadout weapon of choice. Your field upgrade, I think that even came in like Cold War, and also melee weapons being segregated. I really like this because now there's going to be a opportune melee weapon that is hands down the best. Let's just hope that they don't put the best ones obviously in the bundles. And then they have your Gobblegum pack as well, which is going to be pretty exciting to play with because in my opinion, this is, like I said, the best of all of the zombie games really coming together. Now, obviously, would I have preferred no loadouts? Yeah. Or the loadouts from BO4 where they give you garbage weapons at first and then you have to buy the better weapons. But we'll just have to see how it really goes towards the game's life cycle. Because in Cold War, it didn't really get too bad. And then here you have all your levels. You unlock the Monkey Bomb and the Casimir really late, obviously, because those two are going to be the best. Smoke grenades and zombies are kind of interesting to me. Like, what is that really gonna do? I don't know, but we'll have to see. Decoys were really strong in Cold War, so I think those are going to be really powerful as well. And then obviously here you have your lethals, which again, in Cold War, it was mainly the Semtexes or the C4s. And I think obviously it's going to depend on the Molotovs as well. It depends on your strat, impact grenades, combat axe. I just found that the axes were so bad. And then we have the kill streaks here. You have your armor plates, which you can obviously buy, the RCXD, the Lobber, and the Hellstorm. So this is going to be pretty interesting to see how it works. Or you can get the whole Mangler Cannon or the Chopper Gunner. I'm scared that the Chopper Gunner is going to be the meta like it was in Black Ops Cold War. It was really powerful. Or it might even be the Mutant Injection now because, I mean, man, you can literally turn into a Mangler at this point. And then here, I have to literally update my BO6 Gobblegum list video because they finally added all of the new Gobblegums. And I was right almost for every single Gobblegum except for Hidden Power. I have no clue what this Gobblegum does. This is a new Ultra Gobblegum, but I mean, they look great. And the Whimsicals, I just love how the Whimsicals look. The Whimsicals look absolutely phenomenal. So that is going to be incredibly exciting. They also changed the Arsenal Accelerator image, so it now looks more towards your specialist weapons. And honestly, I don't think a lot of them are placed properly, but we're going to have to see how it really works towards the launch. With the first one you're getting is insta-kills at level 5, which is a pretty good one. And then the last one you're getting is the new Hidden Power at level 54, which I don't really know how that's going to work. But again, they have the full explanations of here. Let's see for Hidden Power. Upgrades your currently held weapon. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like wall power sort of mixed together with the crate power, but it's just with whatever you're holding. So it's kind of like ephemeral enhancement from Black Ops 3. So, I mean, that is a lot for this big blog update. And for Treyarch's final update, I think this is going to be really exciting because honestly, I think for my next video that I'm uploading is literally just going to be Terminus gameplay or Liberty Falls gameplay. And honestly, this was probably one of the better blog posts they've done in quite some time. And like I said, I am still excited for Terminus. I am still a little bit iffy on Liberty Falls because again, we're going to have to see how that whole Easter egg quest goes and literally even what Easter egg people are going to be hunting for. I think I'm probably going to be doing Terminus probably with most of the other people, but we're going to have to see. I mean, for a blog post, Treyarch, this was definitely not bad, but ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in that next one.